In a world where many would walk away from what seems like a burden, this amazing woman chose love, commitment, and compassion. For over 6 years, she's been the guardian angel of a blind and deaf poodle, a dog with multiple medical conditions, yet still thriving through her unwavering care.
A journey of hospital visits, a journey of patience, a journey of selfless love. Because he's blind, he's partially deaf, he had reproduction problems, his reproductive system, he's a crypto kid. So he can't, like, his balls were inside.
But her kindness doesn't just stop there. She also steps out to feed the voiceless, the stray dogs who roam the streets with no one to call family. In today's episode, we sit down with this inspiring soul to hear her story, the highs, the heartbreaks, and the strength it takes to love a dog others might overlook.
In African calendar, by 30 days, you are supposed to be married, you see. And someone called to advise me that, I'm sure it's this dog that's delaying your marriage.
This is not just about a dog. This is about purpose, patience, and pure love. Greetings, my name is Solowan. You can call me the Dog Blogger, and this is GH Dog TV, or number one dog TV for all dog lovers. If you're new on our channel, you kindly subscribe to our channel and then you hit on the notification bell icon for more exclusive and amazing dog content. You also follow us on all of our social media handles on Facebook and Instagram at GH Dog TV, and then you also follow our blog on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok at GH Dog Blogger. Today's episode is a beautiful one altogether. It's a different story. Yes, today I have a beautiful guest right here. We are going to delve inside a whole lot of topics. He's got this beautiful dog here. This dog is blind. This dog is, should I say, partially deaf? We're going to get right into it. But then let me remind you that in case you are looking for any purebred or pedigree dogs, you pick the contact details on our screen, 0553284056. Link up with us. Rottweiler, German Shepherd, Boabo, whatever the breed is, just link up with us. Or then you just go on Instagram and you follow us on our Instagram page at GH Dog and Puppies. Get in touch and trust me, you're going to get the quality you are looking for. Dog lovers, before I get to my guest right here, let's go for a quick break. And when we get back, you're definitely going to love this episode. My name is Solowan. You can call me the Dog Blogger. Don't go anywhere. Okay, dog lovers, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Yes, I told you today I have a beautiful guest right here, and she's also in this beautiful color, just as my t-shirt. She's in my favorite color as well. But then, in case you want to link up with GH Dog TV, you want us to visit your kennel, you're a dog breeder, you're a dog trainer, you're a dog lover, you want to be on the show, pick our contact on 0553284056. Now let me welcome my guest on today's show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
It's great having you on the show.
Yes, same here.
You know, most of the time a lot of the viewers are telling me, Solowan, please bring a lot of females on the show. So I'm sure that today they are very excited.
What's the reason behind their request?
It's a very interesting one. I remember there was a time, the last time I interviewed two sisters, I got a call from one of our viewers. It's like, Solo, today you did amazing. Bring more.
No, so another woman is here. I'm sure they're happy today.
For sure. Now, welcome to the show once again, and I'd like you to officially introduce yourself to my dog lovers.
Okay, so my name is Emmanuel Abuamamafu, but popularly people call me Sika because I was first runner for Ghana's Most Beautiful. That's 2015. And then currently I run a T-roll business, like a tissue supply business, and I'm also a YouTuber. I'm into gospel TV show. I give you all the gists happening in the gospel world, do music breakdowns, and then gospel news as well. Yeah.
What's the name of your channel so that they can?
Okay, so it's the E Show, the E for Emanuela. Yeah, so the E Show. You can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and then Instagram. Yeah.
The E Show, dog lovers, you know what to do. Please kindly subscribe to our channel for me. I've actually dropped the link in the video description and also pin it on the top of the comment. So please, if you want to see more from Ella, go subscribe to her channel. Okay, so now let's start with this. The first time I heard about, I didn't know you, but then shout outs to Winnie Spoochies. Shout outs to Winnie Spoochies. I think about 5 years ago, Winnie Spoochies April told me that there's a particular lady who has a dog who is blind. She has an interesting story. Solo, you need to interview her. And then by chance we actually met somewhere. Then we got to connect and all of that. So let me start with this. I'll let us get to our beautiful dog right here. But then let me first get up close with you. I've heard that you used to feed stray dogs. Not you used to, you do. Because I've heard that you still do it. We're going to talk about all of that. But then let me start. How did your passion for dogs start?
Okay, so one of those days I saw a very lanky dog in my neighborhood. That's at Darbain, and she was pregnant, I think. So I see that she was trying to scout for food in the refuse dump. I had some leftovers. When I say leftovers, I mean rice and stew, but I had not eaten. It was in the fridge, so I just quickly heated it up and I brought it to her and she finished everything. So I will see other dogs come and scout in that same refuse dump trying to look for food. So this is what I decided to do. I bought takeaway packs. Then I will prepare the food and then I will divide them. Initially, I was putting them in the packs, but I realized it was not enough for the dogs because they finish eating, they are still looking at my face. So I bought a big bowl. It's another amazing thing I learned about animals. I bought a big bowl. Then I'll put it, then I'll bring a big bowl of water and I'll add the water. Can you believe the dogs will wait in turns to eat? Yeah. The first dog will come, eat, the next one will be waiting. Eat. Then when the cat shows up, all the dogs will back off and allow the cats to eat. When the cat eats to their fill, they will leave and go. Then the dog, I will mostly come and meet it the next day empty. Yes. So I was doing that. I did that for almost a year. That's why I was living at Darbai. My neighbors knew me for that. So people say, sister Kokon, they didn't know you. And I wonder, I told some people are suspicious of me. Like, is she using the public house or something, But I kept doing it. And all the animals got used to me. They will when I'm coming from town, they will follow me from the station when I drop off to my house. Some will even enter to my door. My landlord will have to sack some of them out. I moved to my mother's place for a short while too, and I started doing it there. So I leave the food in front of our house. I know that they will pass by. Once they see it, they will come and eat. Most people had issues with it because I didn't know Adriani. And I had to come cram in codes. Like dogs are not that important. But for me, I saw a problem and I provided a solution. And my whole idea is, you see some of these dogs, they are very lanky. You can tell that probably they've not even eating for weeks. And in Ghana, the situation of strays is a huge problem. There are no policies to maintain the dog population or anything of that sort. And I just don't feed in areas that I stay. Sometimes I just go to a restaurant, I go to a chop bar, I see a dog coming there, I'll share my food with them. So it's one thing all my friends know me for. I remember one time, I think we were coming from somewhere, and a cat hit a dog. It was a cat, and it cut off the cat's head. My friend saw it first. He just lied to me, said, let's pass here. Because they know that if I saw the scene, it would not have been a nice one, because they know my love for animals and all. So unless you are not a dog and you don't meet me when you're hungry, you are not going to go unfed.
Yes, indeed. When I got here, I've seen that you have a dog here, which I felt that this dog was a stray.
Yeah, he followed our landlord to our house from nowhere. Our landlord, I think he bought food for him, and the dog followed him home. So I came. He told me about the dog, and then I took key interest in the dog. I just fed it one time. So the next day, this dog was at my door. Yeah, I heard a knock on my door. So he came scratching, and then the hand was, So I opened the door and I saw that
the dog actually climbed the stairs.
Yeah. He noticed, he came here just once, but he took notice of the the route and came straight to my door. And this dog is only nice to those who feed him. If you are not nice to him, he's not. He's like that kind of dog. I think one of our neighbors one time complained that I think he went somewhere, he was smelling, reeking, and she said, "Oh, get away from me, get away." The dog just looked at her, and that was it. He decided not to talk to her again. So the next time she had to go and apologize. She told her, "I'm sorry for the way." And then from there, the dog was nice. So in my head, I said, "Does this dog even understand what an apology is?" I don't know, but whatever, probably he understood. And so I noticed that those in the house I used to feed him, he would visit them. But he used to come to my side a lot because I did a lot of the feeding. I feed him morning, afternoon, evening, morning, afternoon, evening. And that's how this dog just got stuck in our house. He's been here for 6 months now.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the name of this dog?
Bingo. You should ask me the story behind the name. You know, it's one of the most strangest happenings ever. I think that morning I was doing my Bible studies and I was reading about Adam naming the animals. And Bible said he named them as it was. So I read it and I said, I didn't really read it for the dogs anyways. I was reading because after he named the animals, God put him into a deep sleep and then he met his spouse. So I said, let me do this. Maybe I may meet my spouse today. So I just read and said, God, I want to experience this too. I know God had a plan for me because, yeah. So after I said that, he just said, tidy up your room. I cleaned the whole room. I was even trying to scroll on TikTok. He said, put the phone down. So I said, hey, then today somebody special must be coming. I waited an hour after. Then that was when I heard the knock. I opened, it was a dog. I started laughing. I said, this is a visitor that is coming. And that day, no other person came. It was just the dog. So I just came out and I fed him. As he was eating, I said, I'll call you Bingo. And then the scripture came back to me. And Adam names the animals as it was. I actually didn't know the dog's name was really Bingo. So I think he's been missing for some time. So the owner came around looking for him. That's about 4 months down the line. And one woman met me and said, the owner of your dog came around. Then I asked her, what is the name of the dog? She said, the owner said he's called Bingo. I was dumbfounded, Solomon. Not because I could predict the dog's name. The detailed nature and the all-knowing nature of God. He knew the dog's name and made me give that same. Because the day I called the dog Bingo, that same day he responded. So we know dogs. It takes time for them to get used to their names. If that is not his name. But the next day, the dog responded. So I was like, maybe this dog is a smart dog. Or I didn't even think that was the actual name. And more of these strange happenings, as we will call it, has happened with my walk with these animals. And it's really strengthened my faith in the Lord. And it has also made me see how God sees nature, creation. Especially in this part of Africa, where we think animals are just a thing to be dealt with, mishandled and all of that. God takes peculiar interest in everything he's created. And so how you handle anything God has created is very important to him. You can't just do it anyhow and think you've gotten free. No. You're going to pay for it somehow, some way, in the consequences of things. Because once you go against one law of nature, you have to get the feedback. Yeah.
Dog lovers, I'm sure you're loving the conversation right here. We just got started and the conversation is getting very, very interesting. So, Ella, you've talked about you feeding the stray dog, feeding a lot of them and all of that. But before that, had you owned a dog before?
No. The only animal I ever owned was a cat. That was for the family. So fast forward to maybe say around 2016, 2017, thereabout, yeah. I met a young man called Kwabsin. He's a huge dog lover.
The dog breeder of Mini Magimo.
Yeah, Kwabsin. So,
Kwabsin again. Shout outs to Kwabsin if you're watching. Shout outs to Kwabsin.
Yeah. And then so he started to talk to me about the dogs. He would show me videos of how they are bred, how they put this particular breed. He even told me it was a mixture of wolf and stuff like that. So I started to develop the interest. I said, yeah, this dog thing is really. So he gave me 2 of his Shih Tzus. These Shih Tzus will behave like babies. In the morning, the one would just pull my hair. I think one was called Energy. I named the first one. Was it Desi. I called her Desi. So Desi will pull my hair early. She will wake me up at 6 a.m. every morning. So Desi was with me for about a month until Kwapsin came for them. And after that, I realized that, hey, I think it's not just cats I love. I think I like the dogs too. So just one fine day, I call it a fine day because wherever Winnie is, April, God bless her. So she just called me and said, Ella, I have this dog. I think he's disabled among my litter. And I want to give her to you. I feel you are the one who can take care of her. At that time, I live alone. I was even trying to figure my own self together, you know. So she just said, what will make April think I can take care of a blind dog? But I said, it put me on a challenge. I wanted to take it on because this dog is blind. I felt, okay, this is me doing something good. Yes, I wanted to do it. I took the dog on. So it was Kelvin Amwa, the dog trainer, who transported the dog from Accra to Kumasi. Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Kelvin Amwa of Libby Canine. Incredible dog trainer.
Yeah, incredible. So he brought the dog to me. That same day, we went to buy some food for the dog. When the dog came, he wasn't that close to me. So he would just be lying somewhere. Me too, I'd be minding my business until one day he ate something he was not supposed to eat. I came back from work and the dog was very sick. I burst into tears. My God, I cried so much. And I didn't have any veterinarian because I was now new to taking care of. I've never taken care of a dog before. So I went to Amekum vet. Then the doctor helped. Do you know what's after that event? The dog started warming up to me. I don't know. Maybe somehow he picked up that the way how sick he was kind of bothered me. We became very close. Usually when I come back from work, he start screaming, going round in circles. And then I'll start shouting, Naki, Naki, and you know, it annoyed my mother. Because I'm from a typical Ashanti home where animals are just security dogs. You keep them outside the house. They are supposed to catch the thieves for you. What's your business with catching a dog? And I will sleep with the dog. He will be on my bed. I'm carrying him. Just say, Mommy, what will be that? So you know, at a point she just said, "Crab by the fuck." In a bit, so she wanted me to take it away. I decided to move out because she didn't like it. There was no need for me to also disturb her peace of mind. So I moved out to my new place, and then we started a more deeper bonding, me and the dog. And it's been a journey of hospital visits, a journey of patience, a journey of selfless love. Because he's blind, he's partially deaf, he had reproduction problems, his reproductive system. He's a crypto kid, so he can't, like, his balls were inside. And recently we had to take it out. When we took it out, we realized that one of the balls was even underdeveloped. He has a problem with his brain system, underdeveloped as well, with his nervous system. So his balance, he's like this. Yeah. And Naki, I don't even know how he kind of have survived all these years. I would say a lot of love and my faith in God. Because one of those days he really got sick and we couldn't even find what was wrong with him. They couldn't diagnose. You see, there's veterinary system in Kumasi before KUST medical lab came was very limited. No lab tests, no scans, nothing. So we took him around. They would just do physical examination and say he's fine. But the dog was not fine. He kept losing weight. At first his energies were high. Then later he couldn't run, a lot of things. So I met this man, God-given man, Dr. Emmanuel Fufi.
From Regional.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to Doc. Shout out to Dr. Emmanuel.
I carried my dog and I said, God, if you save this animal, I dedicate him to you. Give him 10 years. I just want you to give him 10 years. 10 years, I'm willing to let him go. So I told God to give me that you've answered my prayer. When I go, let this doctor be able to take care of the dog. And when I went, Dr. Ima listened to me. I spoke for about an hour or two, just explaining my hassle with it. He listened to me and said, don't worry, we'll try our best. He treated the dog for 3 days and that was it. The issues never showed up again. So that was my sign God will sustain the dog. This year, Naku will be 6 years. And according to medical reports or facts, he's supposed to have died by the age of 2. Yeah, because at one point, one veterinary discussed with me to put him down because his quality of life is not the best, blah, blah, blah. But this is a dog who can climb stairs by himself. He knows my voice from a distance. What he even does, and it's even more amazing, is the fact that I bring him to a new place. He knows which door is open and which door is closed. He knows how to walk through open crevices and everything. But you know what I did? I never trained him because I felt he's blind, so no need to put him under any sort of restriction. So I allowed him to explore his world. And he's done it to the best that he can ever do. So when people see and say, "Oh, I pity this dog," no. He's not a dog to be pitied. He's living his best life. Yeah.
Talking about the blindness, so does he have the eye?
There's no eye. It's just an empty eye socket. Okay. Yeah, it's all black. If you open it up, see, ooh. It's all black. It's just, there's no eyeball, there's no eyebrow. It's an empty eye socket with membranes. Nothing is there. So he does not see anything, but he has a sensation around it. So when you put your hand close, you can see that he's blinking. Yeah, he blinks, but when you try to put a light flash, he doesn't see anything. But he's very smart. He's very smart. He's a very friendly dog. A very calm dog as such. If you bring fights, he will just leave you there and go elsewhere, you know. And Naki is like, I think at a point in everybody's life, God brings something that kinds of changes perceptions for you. And Naki was the beginning of that for me. Yeah, because now I felt responsible. Something to be responsible for. I can't just behave any. At first, I used to battle lots of suicidal thoughts. But then when this dog came in, why would I die? Somebody has to take care of this dog. So I just brushed it aside. And to the glory of God, it's been about 10 years now. No, almost 8. I have never contemplated suicide. I haven't. But when he came, even when I'm traveling, I have to make sure somebody's at home to take care of him. I need to feed him right. I need to take him to the hospital for checkups. I need to buy the right medicine for. I felt responsible, and that brought some sort of fulfillment for me. Doing something for somebody, and I know he can never open his mouth to say thank you, but his appreciation shows in how much this dog loves me. Because I used to tell my mom that me too when I'm come back, the way a boy will need to see cries enough, you know, and he's always by you. He doesn't want you to leave. I think I took you somewhere and one veterinarian said, it's not because, well, you need to show love to be able to receive love back. And if somebody loves me, means I show that right amount of love first. And he taught me how to love unconditionally. Because what will he give me? I can't use him for security purposes. I can't, because he needs a lot of help. He's a special dog. But in doing this, it prepares your heart for some sort of kindness that you even begin to discover bits of yourself you never even experienced. No, I can do this. I can withhold myself. Living with him is not easy. He pees every 30 minutes. Yeah. It's when we took the balls out that phenomenon stopped. So now it's better. But at first, every 3 hours. Every 3 hours he pees. And sometimes I'm off to work. And you come back to the room and your couch, your bed, your kitchen. What will you do? You have to clean. Yeah. And then somehow there's a feel, he feels like what he did is not cool because you find him hiding from you. There are times I've been frustrated. There are times I've contemplated what people used to tell me, that let it go is the burden. I won't lie. Sometimes people make it look like it was all nice, we were smart. No, there are days I've contemplated euthanizing him because I thought maybe life is not so good for him. Let me just put him down. But I'm glad I didn't. I am glad I didn't put him down. I'm glad he's still here. Yeah.
Wow. Dog lovers, that's the beautiful Naki right here. when I got here, I was actually surprised. I was like, did you say this dog is blind? Because the way this dog was able to find out where I was standing and all of that, it was incredibly amazing. Very beautiful dog right here. Dog lovers, we're still having the conversation right here. We have the beautiful Naki with her mom, Sika, right here. Yes, we are at Hilltop Estate in Kumasi, the Ashanti region of Ghana. Dog lovers, if you're new on our channel, you kindly subscribe to our channel and there you hit on the notification bell icon for more exclusive and amazing dog content. You follow us on all of our social media handles on Facebook and Instagram at GH.TV, and you also follow our blog on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X at GH.blogger. So, Sika, let's talk about some of the medical challenges that this beautiful dog is facing.
Okay, so before I talk about the medical challenge, there are two veterinary doctors I want to say thank you to. Dr. Obed. Obed is currently in the UK now, but he was a veterinary at Amekum Vet. He was the first doctor who started taking care of Naki. He too he was taking care of him for free because of disability. And Dr. Manuel at Rejero Vet. Oh my God, it's been 4 years of free medical services. Sometimes he uses pocket money to buy feed, bowls, calcium tablets, deworming, all of that is for free. And he's told everybody, even when he's not around, once I come in, it's for free.
God bless you. God bless you, Dr. Ima. I know Dr. Ima is an amazing person. God bless you. Big ups, doctor.
So with the medical challenges, we've had quite a few. And there's something peculiar about this dog. He's able to weather pain without letting you know. You know, he's a fighter. That's what I can say. So he's been weathering Elikia for about 5 months, eating well, playing. I had no idea.
For somebody who is watching us and who is hearing of the Elikia for the first time, can you tell us about
it? It's a tick-borne disease. So we have there's one they call Barbes or something like that, and then there's the Elikia, but they are all in different expressions. Let me put it that way. The Elikia is very dangerous. Once it enters the parasite enters the brain of the dog, that's end game for you. Yeah, and it got to that state with him. He was okay until it entered his brain. And already his brain is underdeveloped. Because the eye is connected to the brain. So if the eye was not formed, that means a lot of things didn't fully form in the brain. And he walks in circles too. That circling is indication of something wrong within the frontal lobe here, the frontal lobe. So one day I just took this dog I think we went for a program at Takrade. He just collapsed down. And then he was under an epileptic episode. We took him to the hospital and we were left to decide whether to put him down or to go through a month treatment. Meanwhile, I live in Kumasi and we went to the program in Takrade. So the nearest place was Accra. Takrade, I couldn't find any vets there. So. And then the doctor asked me, are you willing to do this for 1 month? It's expensive. At that time, I was not even working. I said, no, we'll take care of this dog. Because I asked God for 10 years. He's not 10 yet. I'm not willing to let go. I cried my eyes out. I just cried and I was praying. I told God, I don't even know what verse to pray with right now because I'm so full of pain. And I heard in a very worrisome voice. Sometimes when Bible says do not grieve the spirit, it's indicative that the spirit has emotions. The voice was very worrisome. He said in a very worrying tone, I'm the God, is anything too hard for me? As if it bothered him so much that I didn't trust that he could deal with the situation, that he told him he's the source of life. When I heard that, I was good to go. But the outturn of things, that day the dog had about 6 seizures. In less than, the first one 4, in less than 10 to 30 minutes he had 4. He had 2 at dawn. And anytime he has the seizures, it's sad. The dog becomes helpless. So in my mind I'm like, why not just put this dog down? But I was not willing to, So the doctors they were very helpful. They would explain situations to me. They would administer drugs. They carried a huge bowl of drugs for me. That in case the seizures return, this is what I'm supposed to do. I was in Accra for almost a month. There were times I'd come to Kumasi and go back to Accra. and carry this dog in a bus for 8 hours. Yeah. Sometimes the seizure is happening in the bus. And cold activates the seizure. So sometimes we have to travel at dawn because we have to be there by 8 in the morning. And then the cold weather, you see how the buses are usually cold at that time. Naki has gone through a lot. I'm a fighter myself, but this dog is very strong. And to be able to weather all these things, knowing that a lot of his organs were not developed, is what. So, I went at the hospital, I just asked, what really sustained this dog? Because a lot of things are not working in his system. And it came to me, God is the source of life. It is his life that sustains us. Doctors may administer drugs, but if God takes his life, it won't work. It won't work. Apart from the leukemia, he was also down with, he had a lot of skin issues. There's something they call, it comes as blisters filled with white pus, and then hyperpigmentation. It gets to a time, all his skin will turn black. Naki still have an issue with muscle atrophy. No matter how much you feed him, he never becomes big. So, as of now, when you touch him, you can still feel some bones. But you check his weight, he will be like 5 kilos, 6 kilos. You are checking another dog weight 6 kilos, and that dog is putting a lot of fat, but he's never fat. His head is always tilted this way, and then he goes round in circles. And these are some of the challenges: random vomits. He had another strange behavior. I don't know whatever happened in his brain, but it gravitates him towards eating poops and feces. So I have a cat and a litter box. Leave him for 10 minutes, you come back, you find him in the litter box. And that too carries parasites. So you can't even move. You can't say, I'm traveling for a month. Sometimes I've contemplated maybe probably traveling for business and stuff like that. If you don't find somebody who has this heart and time like you come back to meet them in a terrible shape. I came back to meet my cat dead. Yeah, and can you blame anybody? You should have stayed home if you wanted your cat alive, Yeah. So it makes traveling difficult. But all the same, I won't trade you for anything. I will not. Because the whole idea of loving someone or something unconditionally, I think is the most priceless thing I can ever do for myself. Yeah.
This is amazing. So if somebody is offering you whatever amount, you're not gonna.
No. I meet people who don't know of his blind condition, and when they see how beautiful he looks, say, "Oh, we want your dog. Can you sell it for me?" I say, "Wouldn't be a can whatever." 1 week in, so you bring back my dog, No, I wouldn't. And with people, the challenges I've had with the stigmatization of having a blind dog, the spirit.
Tell me about the challenges you face with the general public too as well.
I've lost traveling opportunities. There was this man who wanted us to go to Dubai for work. We spoke about it. He even asked me to send my passport. We were working on it. The next day, I was just strolling in the neighborhood, and he was also in the neighborhood. It wasn't like we were even going for a working meeting that I took the dog. I was just strolling, and he met me in the neighborhood. I was like, "Oh, where are you going?" I'm so okay, I'm taking a walk with my dog. And then he looked and said, and I'm so that was it. That was
the fact that you mentioned that the dog is blind.
That was it. He didn't call the next day. I called again. He didn't pick up. So we have a mutual friend. And I explained that we were supposed to go for work. This man is not showing up. He said, the man said, you have a blind dog, and that makes you a witch.
Dog lovers. Does having a blind dog make you a witch? Let us know in the comment section. This is crazy.
Yeah, I've been called a witch. I've had people tell me that my life has been going downhill since this dog came into my life, because they knew me before the dog came in and life was good, but it seems I'm struggling now since the dog came. So there must be something this dog carries that is weighing me down. It's been a lot of nasty comments. I've had people tell me to let it go. I've had people tell me to kill it. Another interesting one, I went to rent a house at there's this town at Umaso. There's this Apemsu, the area there. I went to rent a house. When I went there, I know how some people don't allow dogs in their house. So I showed the dog to him and said, I have a puppy. He's not big. I'm coming in with him. Are you okay? He said, yeah, I'm fine. 2 months into moving in, the man came with, I thought you were going to keep the dog outside. I said, these dogs, is it a security dog? I told you I'm bringing the dog in and you agreed, you took the money. A month, the man kicked me out because he said the dog would destroy his house. I don't know how dogs destroy houses, whether by releasing acidic content to degrade the house or I don't know. And in that moment, I was left with, because I had just moved in. It was some monies I gathered together by myself, and I had lost my job around that moment too. So my mother said, it's time to let the dog go. You are letting this dog derail you. So I was choosing between staying, working, finding a new job, and letting because if I let the dog go, the man will let me stay. I packed my stuff and I left. And to my family, that's one of the foolish things I had ever done. I usually get the tag being foolish because it doesn't make sense that you're doing all of these things for a dog that cannot give you anything back in return. But I see, the fact that I'm able to do something that I'm not getting anything back in return puts me at the best position ever. Because if you're doing something and you're expecting something back in return, you never get any reward at all. And doing this for 6 years, heavens will recognize what I'm doing. You see, so these are some of the things. You will not even get boyfriends. I know of a business mentor who called me, said, drop this dog thing. It's not our culture. Yeah. Until now, it creates an imagery about you. People see as a non-serious person, you know. And guys will come around and the next thing, me, I don't like dogs. So me, there was even one significant relationship. The guy asked me, he said, I'm a pet peeve. What are we going to do about your dog? So I asked, what do you mean by that question? I mean, the dog can't come around me, so are you going to let it go for this relationship? People have even tried to spiritualize it. Some have said, probably God wants me to let go of the dog, so in case I meet someone who's willing to marry me, and I'm 30 now, in African calendar, by 30, you are supposed to be married, you see. And someone called to advise me that, I'm sure it's this dog that's delaying your marriage. The strength I have to weather all these comments, I don't know where they come from. Sometimes I break down in tears. Other times I consider what they are saying, because sometimes I'm like, probably they could be saying something. But one unique experience made me know that God is aware of who I am, and he didn't have a problem with it. You know, early on I was telling you that I have this culture I do. Anytime I scroll on TikTok and I find rescue hospitals and stuff looking for people to adopt, I know I'm in Ghana, they are in the US, I can never adopt. So I'll just pray. Sometimes I even leave the prayer on their page. Father, I pray that this dog will be adopted into a good home. I do that all the time. And one of those days I was about to pray. So when I saw the comment, the Holy Spirit just whispered, he's already been adopted. And I really went on the main page and I realized the dog was adopted months ago. That created an awareness that God was trying to tell me it's okay. Who you are, it's okay. This is my creation and you are exercising stewardship. What is stewardship? Taking good care of the resources that have been given to you. What did God tell Adam and Eve? That take dominion over the land, the earth, the animals. That's it. So if you are a steward over something, why would the steward abuse what is being left in its care? And then the moment you take care of something weaker, we brand you as a weak person. That is the upsideness of how twisted the world has become. That love for the weak. Even now, when you know you love people so much, they call you a fool. If you love people unconditionally, it happens more especially with women. If you find a guy who's paying all the monies, fixing your hair, he's in love with you, as Mr. Otia, we find funny names for them. Boy, Jimmy, I just a man or that. That's how we see them. But those people are the priceless people. If you ever have one in your life, this is an opportunity to hold on to them very well, because kind people are not common in our generation. People cherish nonsense stuff over quality people. Yeah, we cherish abuse of power. Look at even Africa governance. We know somebody is abusing us, but when they show up right now, we worship them because maybe they may give you 2 cities, 3 cities, but you have a mother in the house who loves you unconditionally, and you take her for granted because she's not in a place of position or power to give you something you're looking for. But love is everything. Once you are loved completely, you're a whole person.
Dog lovers, this is a complete convo with the passionate dog lover. I'm sure you're loving the conversation right here. The challenges are just too much, trust me, from the general public and all of that. But she's really done well throughout these 6 years, and even the past years where you were feeding the stray dogs and all of that. God bless you so much. You're doing amazing. So we'll be wrapping up the interview very soon. But then let's look at this. I want you to tell our dog lovers some of the importance of having these dogs, some of the positive things they bring into your life and all of that. You've already mentioned that there was a time about some years back when you used to have suicidal thoughts. This dog coming into your life has changed all of that. Let's highlight some of the positive things. Maybe somebody is just chancing upon your video. Maybe they are not even dog lovers. Tell them something about these creatures.
I'll start with the health benefits. I think recently I was reading on a study that if you are able to hug somebody that you truly love or truly loves you back, it helps stabilize your emotions, and who can love you better than a dog? So the health benefit, it stabilizes your emotions, it releases stress. One of the main cause of most of our diseases are stress. People ask me why stress. When stress enters into your system, what it does that it turns your normal healthy cells into stress cells, and your body, your antibodies, the white blood cells, sees them as foreign intrusions. So what it does is attack your own cells, so over time we have issues like lupus and autoimmune diseases. These are results of stress. When you have dogs, they relieve you of stress. I'm not even lying, because after I had this work and I come back and this dog is jumping around, my good Lord, I'm loved. That's just enough for the day. Number 2, we don't know how to harness the importance of animals around us. I think in the Western world they have done it better. We have dogs that helps with they are called service dogs. We have dogs that help the police with investigations and stuff like that. We also have, the dogs can detect a change in weather. So if it's about to rain, you find a fleet of birds flying from one direction to another. That means it's about to rain over there. And even for this dog, I can't say it's a security dog because it's quite cute and all, but it creates alarms for me. When I'm not home and somebody comes to knock on my door and I'm just in the neighborhood, when I hear him back, I know somebody's behind my door.
I even heard that he was able to help catch a robber or something.
Yeah, robbery. Someone was behind my door with a knife, and it was his alarm that made me go check, and I saw the person with the knife inside my door. So these are some of the things that do happen. And also, it also teaches us about life. Let me teach you one thing about dogs. I think God used that to teach me something. He was teaching me how people treat other people based on their perspective of them or how they value them. For example, this particular dog, somebody may see it and run away from it, even though the dog has not attacked it or anything of that sort. Others will see it and want to throw stones at it. Others will see it, pet it, but they may not want to live with it. Why? One, the first one who saw it and ran away sees it as a threat, though it's a dog. The other one saw it as another threat, so wants to attack him. The third one may like a dog, but does not have knowledge of a dog. So I will just pet it, but to feed it and those things, the dog may die in his hands. The only person who can treat a dog as a dog is one who sees it for the dog, has knowledge about how to treat a dog and how to maintain one. So sometimes these animals are a reflection of the life God wants us to live. So somebody treating them that way, now it made me think about myself. People can treat me as the person I am if they know, number one, who I am, have knowledge of how to handle my person. How did I learn that? I was just going on a walk with the dog, and somebody threw a stone at him, and I started to sink. And that was just how this idea came to me. This is how God teaches us the balancing of environment. God can teach you something by the life of an ant, by the life of an elephant. Elephants never forget, you know. If you do something to them, they pass that memory down to generations. Wherever they meet you, they will do it back to you. They are revengeful animals. But the beauty of all of this is all these animals have bits and pieces of the nature of God in them. If we begin to look at it like that, you begin to appreciate what God has created rather than abuse it. So today ask yourself, what is my dog teaching? What has it been teaching me that I have not been seeing? And then you find all the answers in there.
Man, that's a full package. That's a full package, dog lovers. That's a full package coming from Sika. And the beautiful boy right here, Naki, 6-year-old boy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Dog lovers, I'm sure you love today's episode. Still here with Sika. Now, Sika, before we finally log out and all of that, your final message and then your social media handles and all of that.
So my final message still is on love. I think this generation, we lack it. Don't be afraid to love people, sincerely, because sometimes we are scared we'll be heartbroken. But I see, the beauty of love is that you should accept that you can get hurt along the way, but you are strong enough to keep loving. That is what makes you one of the greatest assets. Earth can be glad that you came here. So keep loving. Don't be worried in doing good. No matter what people say, you should know why you are doing the good that you're doing. And once it brings you fulfillment, that's all that matters. You are not harming anybody in doing what you're doing. You're actually helping. So keep loving people, keep respecting. Let's keep the core values of life. In this twisted generation of ours, where 2 minutes friendships are cherished over 15 years of deep, solid friendship, your friends are still looking for you. You've changed. Go back. Keep loving your family. Most importantly, family matters. They may not be the most perfect people, but you need to apply wisdom even in loving the unperfected families. And then my handles, I'll give my show's handles out rather. My personal handles is also there. My personal handle is E_Mafo for Instagram. TikTok is Emmanuel Abuama Mafo. And then YouTube is the E-Show. TikTok is also the E-Show. And then Instagram is the E-Show. Once you look for the E-Show, you find us. Yeah.
Beautiful. Dog lovers, go check it out. I'm sure you love the conversation. You wanna hear more from Ella. She's deep. She's deep. Go to her channel. I've dropped it in the link in the description. I've pinned it on the top of the comment section as well. Follow the link and kindly subscribe to our channel. Let's get Ella's channel going. So, dog lovers, this is where we'll be bringing today's episode to an end. Today, we visited Ella right here and the beautiful Naki. And I'm still reminding you that in case you're looking for pedigree or purebred dogs to buy, Boerboel, Rottweiler, German Shepherd, American Bulldog, what have you, just name the breed. Pick the contact details on our screen, 055-328-4056, and then you follow on Instagram at GH Dog and Puppies. Send us a DM right here. In case you want GH Dog TV to visit your kennel, your pet shop, you want to sponsor our show, just reach out to us. The contact details are boldly written on our screen, and we'll definitely respond to you as well. So, dog lovers, this is where we'll be bringing today's episode to an end. If you are new on our channel, you kindly subscribe to our channel, hit on the notification bell icon for more exclusive and amazing dog content. You follow us on all of our social media handles on Facebook and Instagram at GH Dog TV. You follow our blog, GH Dog Blogger, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. My name is Solo One. You can call me the Dog Blogger. Catch you another time.